It's really hard to be on social media and not compare yourself to others. Your body isn't good enough, your wardrobe isn't trendy enough, and your house isn't Pottery Barn enough. It might even make you feel like you aren't enough. Comparisons steal our joy, our paychecks, and our sanity. If we don't stop comparing ourselves to others, we will constantly spend money and mental energy just trying to keep up. We need to break the comparison cycle because it's a game we'll never win. So, if you're ready to put the blinders on, stop comparing yourself to everyone else, and focus on your life, in this video I will show you how. Welcome to a new video from the Social Psychology Masters YouTube channel. If you are new here, subscribe for more social psychology videos. And comment down below I subscribed so we can welcome you. Let's start. The root of comparison. There's actually a biological reason we're prone to comparing ourselves to others. Our brain uses comparison to figure out how we measure up to other people. Thomas Musweiler, a professor of organizational behavior, describes comparison this way. It's one of the most basic ways we develop an understanding of who we are, what we're good at, and what we're not so good at. Most of the time, this calculation is made in a split second in the background, and we don't even realize it. But when we dwell on the highlights of other people's lives, it can quickly become toxic. We're wired for connection and belonging, but if we constantly compare ourselves to others, we're putting our happiness, confidence, and mental health at risk. The real-life effects of comparing yourself to others. There are many negative effects of the comparison trap, and I'm sure you've felt them before. Here are a few of them. Negative and anxious thoughts that are hard to come out of, known as rumination. Higher rates of anxiety and depression. Overspending in effort to keep up with the Joneses. Study after study has shown that people feel worse about themselves after spending time on social media. And all that negativity is taking its toll on our mental health and our bank accounts. How to stop comparing yourself to others. Number 1. Practice gratitude. Gratitude is a thankful appreciation for what an individual receives, whether tangible or intangible. With gratitude, people acknowledge the goodness in their lives. In the process, people usually recognize that the source of that goodness lies at least partially outside themselves. As a result, gratitude also helps people connect to something larger than themselves as individuals, whether to other people, nature, or a higher power. In positive psychology research, gratitude is strongly and consistently associated with greater happiness. Gratitude helps people feel more positive emotions, relish good experiences, improve their health, deal with adversity, and build strong relationships. Number 2. Unlock the power of contentment. Gratitude leads to contentment, which allows you to be in a state of joy and satisfaction no matter what your circumstances. You're happy with where you are in life and aren't worried about what other people are doing. That doesn't mean you don't have goals for the future, or that you aren't working toward being a better person tomorrow than you are today. And it definitely doesn't mean that you're stagnant, or that you're choosing to sit around and do nothing new, exciting, and challenging with your life. It just means that you develop a peace about your life, and a sincere enjoyment of what you have today without basing all your happiness on what you hope to achieve tomorrow. Number 3. Don't compare your life to everyone else's highlight reel. Are you ready for my most shocking observation yet? Social media doesn't always reflect reality. I know you know this, but have you ever really thought about it? It's usually not the complete picture of someone's life, it's just the highlight reel. We're spending all this money and emotional energy just to keep up with a life we think everyone else is living, and we're missing out on. And that is ruining not only our mental health, but our financial security as well. Once you take your focus off of them, and put it back on your own life, you can start to turn things around with your life and money. Number 4. Focus on your strengths. You can be humble and still recognize your strengths, talents, and accomplishments. You don't have to beat yourself up to be humble. In fact, that's a pretty unhealthy approach, and it's one of the biggest dangers of comparison living. The more we compare ourselves to others, the worse we feel about ourselves. That's a dangerous trap we've got to avoid. Try writing down 3 things you really like about yourself, things you can identify as strengths. Don't just write good people skills like you'd put on a boring resume. Make them personal. Here are some examples. I'm proactive. I like accomplishing things. I'm always looking ahead and taking action. I'm loved and respected. Number 5. Celebrate other people. Constantly comparing ourselves to others leads to us not cheering on the people who are working hard to get somewhere. And it makes it hard to celebrate with the ones who've accomplished something. So, here's my challenge to you: when a friend tells you about her new job, be happy for her. If someone buys a new house, take part in their enthusiasm. If someone shares some great news with you, keep the focus on them instead of turning it back to yourself. Find big and small ways to celebrate other people's accomplishments. Don't feel like you're losing just because someone else is winning. Their success has nothing to do with you, so celebrate their success sincerely while you keep working toward your own success. Number 6. Learn to compete with yourself instead of others. Instead of focusing on where you are compared to others, focus on your own goals. Where are you compared to where you were at this time last year? Or 5 years ago? One of the reasons I journal is because it does wonderful things for my sanity. It gives me clarity and perspective about God's blessings in my life. Plus, it's just a lot of fun to go back and thumb through the pages of old journals to see how much I've grown. In the past year, you've learned, stretched, improved, accomplished, and created. Think about how much of that you've done in your lifetime. If you're like me and you've kept journals, go back through them. If you haven't, there's no better time to start journaling than today. Number 7. Have boundaries around how much time you spend on social media. As we've been talking about, comparison through social media can have a massive effect on our mental well-being. Here are some boundaries you can put in place to protect yourself. Unfollow any accounts that tend to make you feel bad about yourself. Set a timer and allow yourself to scroll for 30 minutes. When time is up, step away from social media, my friend. Turn off your phone when you're having dinner with your family and friends. Being fully present with them will make everyone happier. Don't feel obligated to reply to every comment and message. Ain't nobody got time for that. When you feel a pull to check social media, ask yourself why. Are you bored, uncomfortable, or seeking affirmation? What can you do to feel better instead? Number 8. Take a social media fast. We can tell you this from experience. It's almost impossible to be satisfied with your own life if you're constantly looking at what someone else has. If you're struggling to appreciate the blessings in your life, and if you're constantly distracted by the blessings of other people, it may be time to put some serious blinders on for a little while. So, here's my biggest challenge for you: shut off all the social networks. And while you're at it, unsubscribe from all those email newsletters that show you how much you're missing. Spend that time and energy focusing on how much you truly have. Look at your family, your friends, your home, your job, and all the things in your life that really matter. Find things in your own life that someone else may be jealous of. Remember, if we're all looking at each other, that means plenty of people are comparing themselves to everything you have. Figure out what those blessings are and rejoice in all you have. Don't compare yourself to others anymore. Focus on the quality of your life, not the quantity of your likes. Keeping up with the Joneses shouldn't be the motivation behind why you do anything on social media or otherwise. Stressing over likes will cause you to spend time, effort, and money for approval you don't need. I hope you learned a lot through this video. To learn more, check out other videos on this channel. Our content is always interesting and engaging, and you wouldn't want to miss out. Hit the like button if you found the content useful. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Check out the links in the description for more interesting psychology topics. Thanks for watching.